Wow. Somebody in Japan, Australia, the United States, they can all be bidding against each other for a rare collectible.
This is beyond rare.
Hidden treasure exists out there that you couldn't possibly imagine.
That was a sneak peek at the King of Collectibles, Goldin Touch, which makes its debut today on Netflix. It follows Goldin Company founder and executive chairman Ken Goldin and his team as they find rare collectibles to sell at auction. And the business of collectibles is growing in value, now upwards of $10 billion. Ken Goldin joins us now, along with our Yahoo Finance's Josh Schaefer. So, Ken, let's get into this show. Tell us a little bit about what we can see.
Sure. You're going to see collectibles of every type. That's the most important thing. You're going to see sports. You're going to see non-sports. You're going to see Pokémon, comic books, rock and roll, entertainment, rare historical artifacts. I mean, like literally, you will see in the first 2 minutes of the show, I have a $15 million item in my hand, and the show will be something. It's fast-paced, it's funny, but it's everything. There are young kids who find something or open up a pack of cards for $5, and I'm going to make them a millionaire. Then you've got things that are so crazy, like the handcuffs that actually were used to arrest Lee Harvey Oswald after he shot President Kennedy, to my favorite scene and item in the show, which is the Dream Team collection, which I have one of those samples with me right here that I can show you at some point. But the show has gotten tremendous response. There are celebrities from Drake to Logan Paul to Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Mike Tyson. Gosh, did I say somebody besides Mike Tyson was my favorite scene? Now I got to figure it out. And then you've got people who have found stuff in their parents' attics, basements. I think for the collectibles world, it's going to bring a renaissance of all types of collectibles. And I also think there's going to be a lot of grandparents who may not have seen their grandkids in a little bit. And those grandkids are going to want to get to your house to see what you might have hidden away from the years.
Yeah, Ken, you were sort of getting at what I was curious here is, are we going to see that Netflix effect for the collectibles industry, right? We've talked a lot about that with, say, F1 and what Drive to Survive did for that, or you could even say what Pawn Stars and Storage Wars did for an industry moderately comparable to collectibles, right? Do you think you're going to see that for the collectibles industry and this is going to stir up a lot more interest?
I think it will, and I think that a lot of people are going to find things that they did not know had value. For example, one of the biggest crazes in my lifetime was Beanie Babies. I mean, the guy, what did he sell? Billions of Beanie Babies? Literally in episode 1, we have somebody with a large Beanie Baby collection from 25 years ago, and we find an expert to figure out, are they worth anything? We've got comic books. We've got, like everything, sports cards. We have rare items from the world of historical. We even have a Declaration of Independence. I think, look, to me, collectibles has been my whole life. It's been the only way I've ever made a living. I think that if people discover both the joy of collecting, what's out there, as well as the fact, hey, some of this stuff is worth a boatload of money, and some of these things that you may not have thought were worth money could be worth thousands, if not millions.
Oh, Ken, I love this. There are so many things I want to get into. We're going to probably have to take some of this offline. Love the Beanie Babies angle. I remember the Beanie Baby divorce, that iconic picture. But the thing that I want to just touch base with you before we lose you, the trading card market. You say that's actually outperformed the S&P 500 over the last 10 years. My 7-year-old would actually love to hear this because he's been in a basketball camp where they get cards and he's tried to trade some of them for money. So what kind of money can he get? Where can he find a market for these trading cards that he's looking for?
Sure. I mean, trading cards have really become an alternative asset. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. I mean, you look at Fanatics buying up all the licenses and buying Topps. I think their trading card division has like a $10 billion plus valuation. Companies like Goldin, make a marketplace. We have 24/7 available fixed price marketplace. We have daily and weekly and monthly auctions that run all the time. A company like PSA Card, they authenticate the items. They tell you it's authentic. They give you a grade. And that has really helped monetize it because you're not taking somebody's word if something's real anymore. For example, this 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, you know, raw without being sealed in a case could be $50,000, $100,000. In this particular grade, we're looking about $1.5 million for this card. So that's what they have done to the marketplace, and it's really made it easy, not only for collectors, but to commoditize it and to know exactly what you have. There are literally hundreds of resources. Like if you go online and use an app called Card Ladder, you can type in a card. They'll give you every single sale that ever took place. They'll give you what you think it's worth, what they think it's worth if you sold it today, and they'll give you pictures of like every single different one of that particular card in different grades in their database.
All right, Ken Goldin, lots to get into, and we have our Netflix plans for the weekend.